Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 13W41A and believe what you see, you are not being trolled. This is not the Minecraft 2.0 update. Stained glass has been added to the game. Now when it was added in the 2.0 update there were some issues and problems with getting the transparency effect to work, and that has obviously now been resolved, which is why it has taken a while to add these to the game, but I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about this. We have some stained glass blocks and some stained glass panes over here, and the crafting recipe for these is pretty straightforward. It's like the clay blocks. You put your dye in the middle and you put your blocks around the outside, and then that gives you your stained glass. And then to do it with the panes you do it like this. So the regular recipe for the panes will get you the coloured ones. What you can't do is make 8 of them with a dye in the middle. You see here that doesn't do anything at all. So after doing some observing, I have noticed some things about the stained glass. Now I'm not sure if these are bugs, but I think they're most likely going to be the way that this works. But if you have a look here, you can see the texture not only on the front but on the back of the block as well. You can see some of it right there, and that's the same for every colour of the glass. Now if we look at regular glass, you can see here the texture only ever appears on the front of the block. So there's something going on with the transparency that's probably causing that. No idea if it's a bug or not. And over here on the panes is a lot more noticeable because they are closer together and so they are a little bit brighter. If we have a look at the glass pane over here, you can see that it only appears on the front. So obviously things have changed with how transparency work, and that actually affects a few other things. So before you couldn't see water behind ice. As you can see here, we can see through the ice, we can see the water and the ice on the other side as well. Now if I go a little bit lower down, you can kind of see more of the water at the top there, and before when you looked at ice you wouldn't be able to see any water behind it at all. And the same thing goes for when water is in front. You used to not be able to see the ice, you can now see the ice behind it as well. And this has also affected portals, so if there was water in front of the portal you wouldn't see it at all, and it's really hard to see because we're dealing with a strong blue colour and a strong purple, but if you look closely you can actually see the portal animation through the water. So some more testing that I've been doing with the stained glass. If we have a look at the blue, red and yellow at the back there and then put down some blue glass in front of it, you can see here that the blue keeps a lot of its saturation, whereas the red and yellow kind of loses some of that. And then if we do orange, which is the opposite colour of blue, you can see here that the blue becomes a lot more brown, sort of murky, and the red and yellow keep more of their saturation. Now when we put another block down with a block between them, you can see here that the transparency, it adds up, and you can just about see or make out the outline of those blocks over there in a distance. And then when you put down a third block you can't see anything all the way back there at all, which is interesting. However, if you put blocks between them like this, you basically see all the way straight through, as you can see there. And if some of these blocks are a different colour, then they don't get added to the colour that you see on the other side. So here you can see none of the blue is added to the transparency. So the server selection menu has also been upgraded. You can see here it is a little bit wider. There is now a lot more room for the tagline of a server to be displayed, but most importantly you can now have a server icon over here on the left. Now I don't know how the XPD guys have added that already, but it has been added and servers are now going to have icons as well, which I think is a really nice addition. So unfortunately this snapshot, Mr. Redstone Helper isn't around. He is a user on the Reddit community who works with Mojang to give us a detailed list of all of the things that have been added, and I've been poking around, I can't really find anything else, and with his absence we're unable to tell you about any other of the details and things that have been changed. Now I know Dinnerbone is working on a lot of server side stuff, things to do with multiplayer, so it's possible if he appears later in the day then maybe I'll have another video for you tomorrow, but unfortunately that is it for this snapshot update video. So as always, thank you very much for watching and I will catch you next time.